You guys, I am so excited. You have got to see my new deck, okay? I'm so excited I got up early. That's how you know I'm excited. When I wake up before I have to get up, it's because I really want to show you guys something. And this is my first Divine Masculine Tarot. It's called the Tarot of the Divine Masculine. I have a lot of Divine Feminine decks, and I get a lot of use out of them with certain clients and myself. And I wanted something that really spoke to my masculine side. I believe that spiritually speaking, and probably in other ways too, we all have a masculine and a feminine side. And I get a lot of masculine cards. Aquarius women have a tendency, because we're ruled by two masculine planets, we have a tendency to get a lot of masculine cards. So I thought it would be awesome to have a deck for when I get masculine cards and I want to explore that part of myself more. So today I'm going to introduce you to the tool that I received. This was given to me as a gift for the purposes of giving an honest review. So I'm going to give you an honest review, and then I'm going to put the URL, the online links to the deck and to the guidebook. It comes with a guidebook, and there's also another guidebook. And where do you see this? It's awesome. My name is QueenAusetHeru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Pass it on to someone else who may like it too, and drop us a positive comment in the comment section. Also, look underneath the video for the links that I just mentioned, as well as information about me, in case you want to email me, or you have a message for me, or you have a question for me, or you want to get a reading done. Any of that kind of stuff, including my Patreon, is underneath this video. So let's get started. So this obviously is the deck, right? But before I show you the deck, I want to show you something else. I want to show you the book that you can buy. Okay. This, I'm going to pan down really slowly. This is the reason I got up early this morning. Because when I saw this deck, I was like, if they took this much care and concern to make a separate guidebook. First of all, I'm going to read it. Cover to cover. And I have to make sure that I show it, because this shows that they really took a lot of thought and time and love into this project. So I really want to give it its props. One of the things I love, if you get this, you'll notice there's a ribbon in the center. I love when books have one of those built in. You'll also notice that the pictures are full color, which I think is amazing. Big pictures too, not just little ones. And they talk about the picture and they give the meaning of the card. I don't see any reversals. So if you're like me and you read reversals, I don't see that in the deck, but that's fine because we already know what the reversal is. You would just have to get a separate book for that. Now, here is the deck. You saw the front of it, so let me show you the back of it. There, in case you want a screenshot. And let me show you how it opens. You flip it this way and open it like that. And here's the other book that I was telling you about inside. And of course the cards. This is the inside of the box. Very beautiful, just like the book. And it feels amazing. The book and the box, I don't know if that's like a petal finish, but it feels really beautiful. Very nice to the touch. So if you're somebody who really enjoys things like that, that's going to be great. Now, here's a table of contents. It has spreads in it. And it's just a little, white book. It's a traditional one you would get with most decks. It's black and white. And there's just a little, little blurb about it. Enough that if this is your beginner deck, it's enough that you'd be able to read the cards. Again, no reversals. But there's spreads in there and things like that. The first card in the deck, when you first open it, is this one. I usually use cards like these for bookmarks. I keep them and use them for bookmarks. So these are the patrons that helped this beautiful project come to fruition. Oh, yes. They're all in that finish. I don't know what it's called. It feels like rose petals. So I'm not sure if that is what it's called, but it feels like it. Now look here on the side, please, and you will see that these are going to shuffle like a dream. Oh, I can't wait. Oh my God. It is the standard size of a tarot deck. It's not too big, it's not too small. Great for small and bigger hands. Let me turn it over. This side is the picture that's on the backs of them, and it feels amazing. Let's look at our Fool. Now before we get started, right, I gotta stop here and tell you guys, this deck has a great deal of nudity. A great deal of it. It's very, in my opinion, from the couple cards I saw, it was tastefully done. I just saw them in the, the guidebook. They look tastefully done to me. It looks like art, like elegant art, more so than I would say, something you would see on Pornhub. Not that there's anything wrong with that, if that's your twist, but this is more of like an art, like something you would see in a gallery. So if you're somebody that's triggered by nudity, if you're triggered by, different forms of sexuality, this is not the deck for you. You might want to, get something else. But if you are someone who enjoys this kind of art, please stay tuned. So we're going to go in and take a look at each card. All right, so here's our Magician. I really enjoy having decks like this, and I'm going to tell you why. I think that, I've heard a lot of conversations on TarotTube about people who feel like, decks should be more balanced. You'll notice that the number, the name of the card, and the Roman numeral is at the bottom, and some of the names of the cards have been changed. This would be the High Priestess. So that's fine. If you know how to read, you're already going to know that. And if you don't, you can use the guidebook. I love the stag in the back. Reminds me of Harry Potter. Beautiful art so far. But yeah, it's this thing that people are like, oh, I need my decks to be balanced. And I'm like, fair. I mean, I do enjoy diversity. Most of my decks are culturally diverse. I have some that are a specific culture or are a specific theme or something like that. So I don't mind that either. I have the Good Karma Tarot. I have the Urban Tarot. I have the, Tarot of Burrows, the ones that really celebrate diversity. I have Daughters of the Moon Tarot. I have a whole bunch of them. So for me, a deck like this is really important. And it's important because especially if you're reading clients, you have different clients who are open to different things. So some clients may be more comfortable with a more, what is the word for it? More comfortable with a more masculine energy, and some clients may be more comfortable with a more feminine energy. So I think that when you're seeing clients, you do have to take that into consideration. And I think that that's why decks like these are awesome. I also think that it's awesome because decks like these, if you can use them for yourself. We all have a masculine and a feminine side. Every last one of us. And if you have a deck like this, and let's say, for example, I am Aquarius. And Aquarius is ruled by 2 masculine planets. So a lot of times my cards come up masculine. So if you're like me, and you get like the Divine Masculine card, or if you get like a bunch of kings that day, you might want to pull out a deck like this and kind of explore, what is it saying to you? Another thing that I really love about this, other than the fact that it feels like a dream is going to shuffle awesome, I love the fact that it's borderless. There is a border here, but the artwork goes beyond it. Perfect. Love that. I don't know what these symbols are on the sides. I have to look up and see what that is, but I did notice them immediately. So far, I'm seeing different cultures represented here. I'm seeing different body sizes. I'm seeing different ages too. It's not a lot of older gentlemen or a lot of bigger gentlemen, but they are here. Most of the people here are roughly around the same size, small or medium, but you do see a few, and you're going to see that later on. I love this. The reason why I love this is because it looks like to me that she is judging them. This looks like a woman, and it looks like she's judging their size. Their, their downstairs size. And I'm laughing because a lot of women talk about this. And this is what I what I thought of as soon as I saw this. A bunch of us sitting in the bar talking about who has a big package. So that's the first thing that came to my mind. So I love that concept for justice. Oh, wow. Whew. Man, that's a crazy... Ugh. Can you imagine being hung upside down like that? This artwork is stunning. I don't know who did this art. Let's see if it's on the box. I don't see it on the box who did the art. I just see the name of the company. But whoever did this artwork is really awesome, and it might be on this little patron card. Let me see if the patron card says to us. Nope, I can't tell, but I think whoever did it is really talented. Yeah, so they changed some names of cards and other ones they did not. So this deck, look at this card. It trips me out because, first of all, if you pay attention, you're going to see like different sexualities, right? Some men who are more masculine, or some men who are more non-binary, some men who are more towards the effeminate side. You see a good mix of that. And when I looked at this, I'm like, this is not the time to have on heels, dude. Kick them suckers off and run, okay? So, I love this in the background, the sky in the background. Like, that was so clever. I noticed that, they made a lot of choices here that are bold and different. And I think that you have to, because a lot of these cards, especially the ones that are traditionally feminine, it's like, I loved looking at how they made them. Like, look at this one. How they made them masculine. This is the star card. The star card is always my favorite card in the deck because it's the Aquarius card. You can look at the star, the sky. This is just so beautiful. The flamingos, the water. And this is traditionally a woman. But this time we have a man, and he has more of like, a feminine, like ballerina kind of pose going on. So I love looking at the choices that they made. They made a lot of awesome choices here. And they used the majority of the symbolism from the Rider-Waite-Smith. So it's not difficult to read at all. The artwork, I don't know, it looks like paintings to me. And I'm just like, whoa. This is definitely a quality product, from the guidebook, the extra book that came with it. I mean, to, looking at the petal finishes, the finishes on the book, the box, and the cards. I mean, this is just awesome. You do see some women. There's a woman right there. So you do see some women in the deck. And people, like I said, from different cultures and things like that. But it's like, just beautiful work. Look at that. I like the little babies. The world. Now we're going to look at the cups. The cups is my favorite suit. And I also like the fact that there are different sexualities in here. Like, they're not all one sexuality. Like these two, they look to me like two men. So I'm thinking that they're, men who love men. But then in the very next card, we have what is it clearly looks like to me a heterosexual couple. So there's different, sexual orientations, different sexualities being celebrated. And the only thing I would say about this is that you would have to make sure that if you're reading for a client, just a client, that your client is comfortable with sexuality, nudity, and things like that. I would definitely make sure of that, because I know some people are triggered by it. This is beautiful. And I love this interpretation of the Four of Cups. They are clearly having a good time. They are clearly back here doing what's up. And I love how the women have different body types. She's a fuller woman. Love that. And she's, you know, a regular, you know, what I would call average size woman. Love that. And he is chilling, like not even paying attention. And that is really the energy of the Four of Cups. I love that so much. But it's different, you know, it's very different. Some of these, like I said, they're bold choices and they're very, very different from what we're used to seeing. I love the innocence of this card, like just two brothers swinging in the meadow. And you know something? I was expecting this deck to be kind of macho. I really was. I don't know why. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, Divine Masculine. I shouldn't have judged you because I was expecting it to be macho. You know, a bunch of guys, you know, with beards and beards and beers and, you know, I don't know why I expected that, but this is nothing like that. First of all, you do see the strength of men. Oh, this guy's my favorite. I love him so much. I love him. He's my favorite. He's chubby. He's chilling. He's older, clearly. Love that. Love the diversity. This man looks like he might be from like Pakistan or something like that. It looks like maybe, I don't know, Morocco. I don't know, but it's gorgeous. I love the scenery. I love all of that. Love that so much. But you're seeing a lot of, like, even though it's a Divine Masculine deck, you're seeing a lot of diversity here. You're seeing different cultures. You're seeing different sizes. You're seeing different ages. Now, granted, it's not a lot of different sizes. Most people are, like I would say, like I said before, like they're small to medium, but you do see a couple of larger people, and it's not done in a way where they're like making fun of them. You know, it's just like they're just larger people, you know. Love that. Love that. Just like, oh, this is beautiful. This is one of my favorite cards. That is awesome. And you see some older people. I would like to see more older men in this deck. Oh, I was getting ready to say, and I cut myself off, that I was expecting this deck to be macho, and I was expecting to see the power of men. And I do see that, like in this particular one here with the, you know, the knight. But I don't just see the power of men. I also see the vulnerability of men. And this is something I think is good for men. I think this is a good deck for men to use. I think it's good for women too, but I think it's good for men because I think it really encourages, I love how he's older, it really does encourage vulnerability. And I think that we need to encourage men to be more in their vulnerability, more in their feelings. And I don't mean like having them, you know, out in society crying all the time. What I'm saying is that we treat men like they don't have feelings, or like it's not okay for them to have feelings. And I think that for some men, for most men, I would say that I know, men that I talk to or men that I give readings to, it's a painful space. I think we need to encourage that more. Love that. That is awesome. I love being able to see men have fun and play and just be, you know, and not have to wear the armor all the time or the masculine bravado all of the time. I really enjoy that. That's interesting. Let's see. That's cool. Oh, here's another big guy. Yeah. I like the big guys and the older guys the most. I really do. I mean, I like all of them, really, but I definitely like that. And I was looking for that. I was looking for body diversity, you know. And you do see, like, a poofa here and there. You know, somebody who's really, really thin in another one. Somebody who's really, really muscular in another one. Like, they get the different types of gentlemen in here, and I really like that a lot. So I'd like that aspect. And for women, remember, everybody has a masculine and a feminine side. I was talking earlier about how Aquarius women like me have a very pronounced masculine side, but we all have one. So if you're a woman who's always in your yin energy, your feminine energy, It would be awesome to come into your yang energy sometimes, your masculine energy. Masculine energy is very useful. They're both very useful. And I think that if you just balance, if you just focus on one or the other all the time, then I think that you really, have an imbalance at that point. But I think that sometimes focusing on one or the other is good. We don't always have to be, together. Sometimes men need to be with men and women need to be with women. Like I talked about the sister circle the other day. Sometimes we need that energy. It's a healing energy and there's nothing wrong with it. All your decks don't have to have men and women. And this one does have men and women though, but it's just mostly you see men. So if you can open up a little bit to that concept, it might be good for yourself, and it also could be good. I love that. Look at him. He looks serious. It also could be good for your clients, because if you have clients that are open to this type of beauty in art, I love the skies. They knock the skies and the backgrounds out of the box. But if you have clients like that, I think they can get a lot from it. That's why I said before, people talk a lot about this concept of having, balanced decks. They don't all have to be one thing. That's one thing about my collection. Most of my collection is extremely diverse. Extremely. It has, men, women, different sizes, different ages, all of that. But I do have a lot of divine feminine decks, like I told you before. And I have decks that are specific to one culture, like all Native American, all Indian, all from Africa or something like that. All African American. Oh, this is beautiful. Love that. So there's a place for all of that. It just depends on what it is that you're doing with your deck. So if I was reading someone who was more comfortable with masculine energy and they were, open to this type of nudity in art, then I would use this deck with them. I have some female clients who are masculine presenting, and they're very, they're dealing, they're having some issues with their yin energy, and a lot of them would prefer a deck like this. So I think that this is awesome for your clients and for you when you want to work with your own masculine energy. Another big guy. Hey, big guy. Love it. I love it so much. I think it's just awesome. Look how I love that. The playfulness of the deck. Oh, and the details. It's like, oh my God. And I love how, you notice how they're in different places. They're in the woods. They're by the sea. Some of them are like chilling in a city. This one looks like he's climbing up some type of a mountain. Maybe he's like a monk or an initiate or something. I don't know. But I love the different choices that they made. This one cracks me up because it always makes me laugh when I see a man holding a woman like that. I hope she's not dead. I hope she just sprained her ankle or something. But it always makes me laugh when I see a man holding a woman like that. Because it is this show of strength, which I see, in him being able to walk that far and hold her. So I think that part is cool. But it makes me laugh because I always think of myself and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna let you carry me even if I can walk. That's right. Play damsel in distress. I do play damsel in distress, people, when it benefits me. Don't get it twisted. Oh, that's nice. King of Wands. Wow, King of Wands. Excuse me. Sheesh. I love the use of animals. Look at the clouds. Ooh, look at that detail. My goodness. And I love how the men aren't exactly the same. You have some men that to me are either non-binary or more like feminine presenting, but they're still men. Awesome. Then you have some that are more masculine, like, on the other scale. Awesome. I mean, you have just different types. I love that because that means there's diversity. Even though we're dealing with one particular gender, you're still getting that diversity from it. That's my thing about it. A deck should still have diversity even if it's one gender. And I don't think that's that difficult to accomplish. Well, it might be difficult to accomplish, but I think it's necessary to accomplish. And you guys all know that I love nudity, and I love it when it's tastefully done. Like these, I like the way it's done. It's got a flirty nature to some of the cards. It's got a solemn nature to some of the cards. I love elephants. Check them out in the background. If you get this deck, check out the backgrounds. The backgrounds are awesome. Underneath this video, don't forget at the very top, I am going to put the link to this deck and to the guidebook so that you can purchase this if you want. This deck is awesome for a collector, especially a collector that does readings for people. I love how he's sleepwalking. Great interpretation. Very bold, awesome, creative choice. Whew, my goodness, homie. Whew. So yeah, I'm going to leave the links underneath this video. And like I said, I love this deck for a collector. I love it for somebody who reads people or reads themselves. It's great for readings. And I would also think it looks good for daily pulls. Like if you would just want to pull one card and study it. I am going to read the book and I'm going to study this deck. I think that would be an awesome thing to do. I think it would be awesome to really get in tune with my masculine side and see what else is going on there. The flowers. Ah, this is so beautiful. I love it. It's awesome. Here we go. That's the last card, guys. Very another older gentleman. I love his book on the ground. The King of Swords is known for being intelligent and a thinker, philosopher kind of energy, teacher sometimes. So what do I think? I think it's a 10 out of 10. I think it's excellent quality, amazing customer service, beautiful finish on everything. I think is awesome. The creator told me that he is working on a second deck, so I will definitely be requesting that to review that one as well. And if you're somebody, like I said before, that is open to the beauty of, you know, the naked, you know, diverse, different bodies, then I would say definitely get this. If you're a woman and you're concerned about, you know, will you be able to connect with it? Remember that there are women in the deck. And they're not like in a negative light. They're you know, they're they're chilling, you know. So I say yes. And also remember what I said before about the yin and yang. You know, you have yin and yang. So this would be an awesome way to explore your yang, no matter what your gender is. So let me know if you get this deck and come back soon, because I have a lot more to say. See you later.